The screen changed. Came to a dark cave. Danzo and Ake head into the darkness. Sudden. Whoosh whoosh. Several crackling sounds appeared. Ake immediately dodges forward. Clang clang clang. Use kunai to shoot down the incoming hidden weapons. Danzo stared blankly at the figure hidden in the darkness. Orochimaru, there is no need for this kind of boring exploration. I came here this time because I have something very important to discuss with you. In total darkness, a man who looked like a snake stepped out. It was Orochimaru. What a rare visitor. What are you doing here, Danzo? Orochimaru looked at Ake behind Danzo with some apprehension. Orochimaru, who also stayed in the Root organization for a while, is very aware of how terrifying Ake's strength is. Even if Orochimaru can rely on the curse seal to resurrect from other people's bodies. But no one wants to die once inexplicably. Danzo didn't answer, but looked over Orochimaru and looked behind Orochimaru. There, Danzo was able to sense several hostile sights. Orochimaru frowned slightly, realizing that what the group wanted to discuss with him must be very important. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so blatantly asking him to push his subordinates back. You go down first. Orochimaru turned back and said softly. Several people disappeared in place immediately. Okay, there's no one here, so let's talk about something quickly. Orochimaru said impatiently. Danzo said lightly. I have one thing I need you to do, and if it is done, I can call the shots and let you return to the village. Orochimaru looked at Danzo in surprise. Even if I did something that violated the rules of the village? That's right. Danzo nodded affirmatively. Even if you use your fellow villagers for human experiments, I can still bring you back. Orochimaru was a little moved. If possible, he would naturally prefer the Land of Fire, which has more resources than the small country like Tianjin. However, Orochimaru was cautious and did not agree immediately. You dare to boast that Heiko allowed me to return to the village, then what you ask me to do must be very difficult, right? What exactly do you want me to do? The crutch in Danzo's hand pressed heavily on the ground, making a muffled sound. Afterwards, Danzo was squinting his left eye, and said coldly. Assist us to eliminate the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Earth. This is impossible, Orochimaru said without thinking. If we want to destroy those two countries alone, we will definitely not be able to do it. Don't forget, 4th Raikage and 3rd Tsuchikage are not easy characters. Ake stepped forward and said. Of course we know, but as long as we have your help, we are very sure. And, you don't need to be implicated. Afterwards, Ake leaned close to Orochimaru's ear and whispered. When it's done, I'll give you a gift you can't refuse. Orochimaru rolled his eyes, then nodded. In that case, I can promise to come down. Nevertheless, but what exactly do you want me to do? Orochimaru was still wondering why Danzo came to him. This time Danzo didn't speak, but Ake continued. Orochimaru, can you still make the potion that you made that can make Jinchuriki fall into illusion? A flash of understanding flashed in Orochimaru's eyes and said. Sure. Ake continued to ask. The goal this time is 8 Tails Jinchuriki, and this Jinchuriki is the perfect Jinchuriki. You have to make sure yours works on him. When it comes to research, because nature does not allow others to underestimate themselves. Don't worry, after the last experiment, I have collected enough data. Even if it is a perfect Jinchuriki, it will still be interfered by my medicine. I see what you're thinking. When do we start? As he spoke, Yin Shiwan's eyes revealed a trace of excitement. Asked Ake. When will you be able to make the medicine? Orochimaru stuck out his snake-like tongue and licked his lips. Anytime. Ake turned to look at Danzo. Danzo nodded and said. The sooner the better. The screen is plunged into darkness. Then it suddenly became brighter. This is a rather desolate place. The color of the earth is everywhere, and the green that represents life cannot be seen. It's like a forbidden area of life. Suddenly. Boom. There was a loud noise, accompanied by rising black smoke, and then a slightly rampant sound. As expected of me. The power of the explosion has become stronger again. If this goes on, my art will become louder and louder. The screen pulls in. It's a boy with blonde hair. It is Deidara, the genius of the Land of Earth. Deidara is clearly here to test the power of his explosive ninjutsu. However, the viewers in the live broadcast room who had seen how Ake performed explosive ninjutsu before, saw that Didera was so satisfied with this power, and couldn't help grinning. Hidan. Look at what this is. So complacent with such a little power? Is it too easy to be satisfied? Didera. Ah. Don't look at all. Uchiha Madara. Compared to my brother Aches, it's like a child's firecrackers. Scorpion. Didera, is this your art? It's really ridiculous. Dried persimmon ghost shark. It's like being stripped naked to watch, it's really interesting. When Didera is full of ambition. Unexpectedly, a figure quietly came to a place not far behind him. It was Ache. I saw that Ache quickly formed a seal, and changed into the appearance of Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee with a bang. Then said aloud. Are you Didera, the demolition genius who has recently become famous in the land of Earth? Didera turned her head and looked at the figure who didn't know when she appeared in surprise. Cloud Shinobi's forehead protector, pale blonde hair, black sunglasses, and 7 ninja swords on his body. Didera frowned. Who are you guys? How did you find this place? This is Didera's secret testing base, and every time he has a new idea, Didera will test it again here. It is a place that only Didera herself knows. But now, this place was discovered by another outsider, and he was not from the land of Earth. Killing intent suddenly surged in Didera's heart. The relationship between Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi wasn't great anyway. The guy on the opposite side doesn't look like a strong man either. I heard that Didera from Land of Earth is a rare talent, so I came here to have a look. It seems that I was deceived. Your ninjutsu has no power at all. As he spoke, Ache imitated Killer Bee's tone, and he spread his hands and shook his head regretfully and sighed. Even turned away in front of Didera. How could the proud Didera suffer such belittlement of his proud art? How dare you insult my art? I'll show you what real art is. Didera threw out several clay spiders casually. The clay spider rushed towards Ache quickly. Clay spiders are small in size, extremely fast, and move even more silently. But just when the group of clay spiders were about to pounce on Ache turned around suddenly like a prophet. A flash of white light cut all the clay spiders in half as Ache turned around. It's useless. You will die under my art, shouted Didera. Crack. Clatter clatter. The clay spider that had been cut in half fell to the ground, making a slight sound. The wind blew gently and swept away the clay. The scene was very quiet for a while. Is this your art? Ache's face is full of mockery, and he knows how to ridicule. Hateful. Didera didn't have time to think about why the clay bomb didn't explode, and was immediately turned red with anger. Die to me. Didera picked up a handful of clay and stuffed it into her mouth, then chewed. Subsequently, he leaves a large number of clay birds from the middle of his mouth. But as soon as these extremely fast flying birds approached Ache, they were cut to pieces by countless swordlights. Then he looked at Didera with his chin lifted. As if to say, that's it. Didera was out of breath and used clay bombs in large numbers to attack. But every time it was easily cut off by Ache. A blade attached with lightning-style chakra can completely disable Didera's detonating clay. C2 Dragon. Didera was so angry that he directly resorted to one of his tricks. The dragon made of clay is more than 10 meters in size. Not only does it have a wide attack range, but it can also spit out various small clay bombs. But these attacks are still easily cracked by Ache. All clay bombs turned into duds. So far, Didera has not been able to make a clay bomb explode in. Didera himself is about to explode. And this anger, as the giant dragon was blown up, reached its peak. Just because, every time Ache destroys the clay bomb, he will stink at his mouth. Is this your clay bomb? Even children's fireworks are better than yours. What kind of art is this? Performance art. How dare you call him a genius at this level? It seems that the country of Earth is over, and a guy like you can become a genius. I advise you to change your industry as soon as possible. It would be good to be a pottery craftsman. I should introduce my nephew to you, and it happens that he also likes to play with mud now. This big guy looks quite bluffing. Why is it like paper? I can't help but chop it up. Hey, is there any more interesting moves? You should be very happy with those children. After all, you can make toys for them out of dirt. This series of non-repetitive bad breath made Didera unbearable. Young and energetic, he just wants to prove his art, completely disregarding others. Deidara broke off her clothes suddenly, exposing her mouth on her chest, and said viciously, "I will let you see today what is real art." Seeing this, Aik knew that Deidara had been tricked. Being in a state of extreme anger, and even wanting to prove his art by self-explosion, is enough to show that Deidara has lost his mind now. Clearly Aik's program requirements have been met. So, Aik turned around directly, but before leaving, he said to Deidara, "I'm Killer Bee, 8 Tails Jinchuriki. If you have the courage to prove yourself, then come to Cloud Shinobi Village, I will wait for you there." After speaking, the figure disappeared in a flash. Aik is gone. But the audience in the live broadcast room was dumbfounded. Terumi Mei. Wait, such a simple trick, even a child can see it. How did Aik use such a childish trick? Onoki. It's really not like Aik's style, but Grandma Chio. If it is a normal ninja, it will definitely turn around and go back to the village at this time, and report this matter to the public. Kakashi. Is Aik going to miss this time? Tsunade. No. Don't forget, this is Aik. When did Aik miss? He must have other ideas. Uchiha Madara. That's right. This is my brother. How could the idea be so shallow? Senju Hashirama. Madara, you have to admit that Aik sometimes makes mistakes, for example. Seeing the speed at which Aik left, Dalla quickly stopped her self-explosion. As for the speed, I am afraid that if he uses his self-destruct kung fu, people will run out of his range. Stop. Deidara directly made a big clay bird, took the big bird and flew into the sky, heading towards the direction of Cloud Shinobi Village. Today, if he can't prove his art, Deidara can't swallow his breath anyway. However, seeing Deidara chasing after him without the slightest hesitation, the audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Terumi Mei. No way? He actually kept up? Where is his brain? Black Soil. Brother Deidara, you big idiot. You can't even see such a simple trap. It's so embarrassing. Orochimaru. I heard that Deidara is Onogi's apprentice. Didn't I expect Onogi to recruit apprentices without checking their intelligence? Scorpion. Of all the ninjas in the world, Deidara is the only one who has no brains. Kakuzu. Only Hidan can compare with Deidara. Hidan. Indeed, huh? Why do you feel something is wrong? Hoshigaki Kisame. Alas, this organization can't go on anymore. Why are there so many idiots? Pen. It was my mistake. When I first recruited them, I didn't go through too much detailed investigation. Deidara. Ah. Stop talking. Close your eyes, don't look. Deidara's wailing in the live broadcast room did not stop other people from gloating, but instead made them mock Deidara, Onoki and Iwagakure even more. Not only Deidara, but everyone in Iwagakure is also embarrassed. Who made Deidara a person who came out of the land of the earth? There's a lot of buzz about how stupid Deidara is. But the video doesn't stop there, as the screen turns. In Cloud Shinobi Village, a peaceful atmosphere appeared. Killer Bee walks on the street with strange steps, and people are no longer surprised by this, but look at Killer Bee with adoring eyes. But what Killer Bee didn't know was that there was a malevolent stare staring at him behind him. It's about time. Why hasn't it arrived yet? Orochimaru, who was hiding in the dark, shifted his eyes from Killer Bee to the sky from time to time. According to the predetermined plan, another target should have been lured here by this time. For Orochimaru, who had infiltrated Cloud Shinobi Village before, infiltrating again was a familiar matter. Although, this time the target is not the bedridden Bruby, but the swift Killer Bee. But Orochimaru has also improved his medicine, from oral to spray. Just spray it on the target's face and it will take effect soon. Seeing that Killer Bee was about to walk to the gate of Cloud Shinobi Village, he became a little anxious because of the snake. If Killer Bee continues to go, the results of the plan will be greatly reduced. After all, letting the tailed beast run wild in the village and outside the village are two complete effects. At this time, Orochimaru finally saw a black dot flying in the sky. Finally come. Afterwards, Yin Snake pointed to the sky in horror and said, "Look. What's that?" People around couldn't help but look to the sky. Even Killer Bee not far away raised his head curiously. Orochimaru immediately seized the opportunity, rushed to Killer Bee in an instant, and sprayed a spray in Killer Bee's face by surprise. To be on the safe side, Orochimaru even sprayed it a few more times to ensure that the effect of the medicine can be exerted faster. Killer Bee, who was attacked, abruptly flung his hands back. Orochimaru dodges sideways, then condenses chakra with his right hand, and presses directly on the iron letter on Killer Bee's right shoulder before Killer Bee pulls away. This is the iron seal that seals 8 Tails. Master Killer Bee. What's wrong with Dao? The villagers of Cloud Shinobi Village noticed Killer Bee's strange behavior, and immediately stepped forward with concern. However, the only response to him was a low growl like a beast. Swish. Killer Bee raised his head suddenly, his eyes turned scarlet like a wild beast. Ow! Suddenly, Killer Bee roared to the sky. A large number of tailed beast chakra suddenly appeared on the body. The ominous red chakra completely envelops Killer Bee and continues to expand. In the end, 8 Tails was released directly and completely. The picture came to the sky. Deidara clearly saw 8 Tails from the sky. This is... I remember he just called himself 8 Tails Jinchuriki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 Tails. Sure enough, this is the 8 Tails human column calendar. I'm going to show you how perfect my art is. Deidara gave an evil smile and threw a clay figure down. C3/18th. With the continuous falling, the volume of number 18 also continued to grow. On the ground, ordinary villagers can't recognize Deidara, but the Cloud Shinobi still recognize Deidara's detonating clay. Just because it's so obvious, it's Deidara. It's his attack that sent Master Killer Bee off. Quick! Go and inform Master Rakage. Only Lord Rakage can stop the rampaging 8 Tails. Someone has to stop that Deidara. He must not be allowed to hurt Master Killer Bee. Hurry up and cover the retreat of the civilians, stop Master Killer Bee here, and never let Master Killer Bee break into the center of the village. Quick, quick! Let's all act. It seems to feel the threat from the sky. 8 Tails stopped destroying the ground and looked up at the rapidly falling number 18. Afterwards, a black sphere continuously condensed in 8 Tails' mouth. It's the tailed beast bomb. Whoosh! The tailed beast bomb hit number 18 extremely accurately, triggering an extremely violent explosion. However, Deidara, who considers explosions to be art, doesn't look happy. Damn. This is not my art. The power of this explosion is all from the tailed beast bomb. The power of number 18 was not reflected at all. Deidara was very annoyed, and directly controlled the big bird to land quickly. In the face of this kind of big guy, we must also use the big guy. C4 Garuda. A clay doll identical to Deidara was made by Deidara. The clay doll is constantly changing in size because Deidara spares no effort to transport chakra in. It quickly exceeded a height of tens of meters. Hey, let's see real art. Crack! Deidara let out a yell. He finally managed to detonate his clay bomb. Although he himself was blown away by Garuda's powerful explosion. But Deidara is still smiling freely. Ha 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 ha. Bye. Now you are dead. Ha ha ha. Roar! Deidara's laughter was interrupted by an angry roar. Immediately, Deidara, who was flying in the air and couldn't control himself, saw huge octopus tentacles swinging towards him. Boom! Deidara's blown body directly broke through the sound barrier. His body was sent flying like a cannonball. Then, it smashed heavily into the ground. 8 Tails, badly injured by the explosion, vented his anger. The nearby buildings were directly damaged and completely turned into ruins. Cough cough. Deidara was too badly injured to move. Damn it, it didn't kill that bastard. It seems that there is no other way, I can only use my ultimate art. Deidara ripped off her clothes, revealing the hideous mouth on her chest. He then stuffed all of the priming clay into his mouth while pouring in all the remaining chakra. My ultimate art. Let it bloom here. Witness my greatness. Spread my name in the ninja world. My name is Deidara. A strong white light occupies everyone's sight. Subsequently, then he lost consciousness. The audience in the live broadcast room watched the white beam of light appearing in Cloud Shinobi Village, and remained silent for a long time. They never expected that the result would be like this. As the white light dissipated, there was nothing left on the ground. 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee. A large number of Cloud Shinobi ninjas, and a small half of Cloud Shinobi village all disappeared. A piece of scorched land was left. Deidara used his own death to prove his ultimate art. For Deidara's funeral, as Cloud Shinobi village's perfect Jinchuriki killer bee, along with plenty of Cloud Shinobi ninjas. This record is enough to make Deidara feel proud. In the studio, all the audience were silent, not knowing what to think. This silence lasted for several minutes. It was finally broken by an arrogant voice. Deidara. You've seen it. Laozi's ultimate art. No matter how perfect Jinchuriki is, he will be wiped out with one shot. Following Deidara's speech, there was an explosion in the live broadcast room. Onoki. What a perfect strategy. A simple strategy of killing two birds with one stone not only severely damaged Cloud Shinobi, but also forced Cloud Shinobi to fight as Rock Shinobi. Fourth Raikage. Damn it. Why wasn't I there? If I were, this kid wouldn't be able to blow himself up. Terumi Mei. It's really terrible power, even the tailed beast was killed directly. Grandma Chio. As expected of Ake, he accurately found all the targets and connected everything together with ease. Kakashi. Indeed, Deidara is the most suitable target, with sufficient strength and easy to be fooled. Kakuzu. There is no one who is more gullible than him, and he is on par with Hidan. Hidan. Are you talking bad about me again? Scorpion. Ake in the dark is really scary, and easily provoked a war between two big countries. Luo Sha. It is foreseeable that the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Tien will not let it go. Haitu. But we are completely innocent. Brother Deidara is too stupid to even see this kind of trap. Tsunade. Who cares if you are innocent at this time? The anger of Cloud Shinobi village needs to be vented, and you Iwagakure are the main target. Orochimaru. It's really a thrilling strategy, several times more perfect than my plan. Jiraiya. Orochimaru. What kind of plots are you still playing? Naruto. Why do you want to do this? Do you have to die so many people? Can't everyone sit down and talk about it? It's really spectacular. Orochimaru licked his tongue, looking at the scorched land that was so obvious. I didn't expect that old man Onogi to teach such a dangerous apprentice. Ake on the side cancelled the transformation technique and said with a cold expression. The plan is going well, and you just need to wait for the results. Orochimaru looked at Ake with interest on his face. Compared to returning to Konoha, I am more looking forward to what the surprise you said will be. Ake said. Don't worry, you won't be disappointed. After speaking, the figure flashed and disappeared in place. Then I can look forward to it to my heart's content. Orochimaru showed a meaningful smile, and slowly drilled into the ground to eliminate the doctor. Soon. The news spread throughout the ninja world. Konoha village, the office of destroying missions. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the information in his hand dumbfounded. Hey, what's going on here? I remember this man, he seems to be the apprentice of that old fellow Onogi. How could he do such a reckless thing? Mitokado Homura and Udatane Kaharu also looked blank. But anyway, this unexpected incident is very beneficial to Konoha. But Sarutobi Hiruzen does not want this favorable situation. Because this means that what Danzo said has the hope of being completed. If it really comes to that situation, he will be willing to accept the bet and hand over the position of Hokage to Danzo. After working for so many years, Sarutobi Hiruzen has developed feelings for this position. I don't want to just abdicate like this. But the situation seems to be completely out of Sarutobi Hiruzen's control. The screen suddenly changed. What appeared was the same stunned face. But this face has a big rosacea. Impressively as third Tsuchikage Onoki. What the hell is that bastard Deidara doing? Why did he suddenly lose his mind and ran to Cloud Shinobi village and blew himself up? Who told him to go? What can we do now? Huang Tu looked at Onoki worriedly. Father, what should we do? Onoki's face suddenly darkened, and said, Call all ninjas at once, war is coming. Huang Tu's face tightened, and he had great trust in his father's judgment. On the side, a cute little girl's big eyes were full of tears. Grandpa, is Drago dead? Onoki sighed, hugged the little girl and lined up on the back to comfort her. He gritted his teeth softly in his mouth. Deidara, you idiot. But in his eyes, there is a sadness. After all, Deidara is a very valued apprentice of Onoki. The screen shifts again. Came to the place where the accident happened, Cloud Shinobi Village. Boom. Hateful. Fourth Raikage hammered the table heavily, with anger and self-blame on his face. Sneak attack while I was cultivating. That bastard old man Onoki. I definitely won't just let it go. Master Raikage, all ninjas have been summoned. Darui said through gritted teeth. We're ready for everything. Behind Darui, the faces of all the summoned Cloud Shinobi were all besieged. In the eyes is the endless anger. Fourth Raikage glanced at him and nodded heavily. Let's go then. Let that old man Onogi know that he has offended someone who shouldn't be offended. The vengeance of the sneak attack this time, and the vengeance of the father being besieged and killed last time, this time we will properly calculate it. Iwagakure will not be destroyed this time, I will not give up. Swear not to give up. The Cloud Shinobi ninjas shouted in unison, and the momentum was overwhelming. The civilians who couldn't go to the battlefield looked at the soldiers who went out with sad expressions. Even if they know that they are going, there will be many people here who will not come back. But they didn't intend to stop it, because this is not only a war of revenge, but also a war of defending dignity. The enemy has already hit the door of the house. If you want to pretend that nothing happened, it is obviously too embarrassing. The dignified Cloud Shinobi village will never bear this breath. The frame rises to a cloudy sky. The sky quickly turned into a blue sky and white clouds, and the picture began to decline. Over the mountains, over the forest, over the people in the streets. All the way to some dark place. Cloud Shinobi has already set off. Danzo opened his eyes and said. Ake nodded and said. Yes, Lord Danzo. I have sent the Uchiha tribe to go as planned. Danzo nodded in satisfaction and said. Everything is going according to plan. It won't be long before I'm in that position. Danzo raised his head, looking at the direction of the Hokage building with hot eyes. The frame zooms in quickly, magnifying the flames in Danzo's eyes. Then quickly retreated, revealing the sky full of yellow sand. Not far ahead is Sanagakure, Lord Patriarch. The Uchiha member reports for Uchiha Fugaku. Uchiha Fugaku nodded and said. Sanagakure is no longer a climate. Third Kazekage died in battle and the Emperor's high-level officials were also killed along with him. Luo Sha, who just took over, is also lacking in strength. That old woman in Chiyo may need to pay attention, but they just leave it to me to deal with it. Okay. Let's go. Prove the power of Uchiha. Let them understand the strength of our Uchiha family. With one order, all the Uchiha people were shot out. Only Uchiha Fugaku was left in place. After there was no one around, the originally solemn Uchiha Fugaku suddenly showed a strange smile. But soon, he restrained his smile, and then caught up with the team that started first at an extremely fast speed. For Uchiha, the numbers don't mean much. Although there is currently only one Mangekyo in Uchiha Fugaku in the entire Uchiha, and even Susanoo cannot use it. But it's also a huge plus. Uchiha Fugaku is a mountain that cannot be climbed against Sanagakure, who is severely lacking in elite Jonin. Especially when Uchiha Fugaku controlled the one-tail Shukaku, it destroyed the entire Sanagakure at an extremely fast speed. One of the 5 great ninja villages, Sanagakure was removed immediately. It's just a daytime thing. After doing all this, Uchiha Fugaku didn't have any idea of staying and resting, and immediately set off along the coast with his clansmen to the country of water. Remember, the date must be fast. Get rid of Kirigakure before the Sanagakure thing explodes. Otherwise, if we put Kirigakure on guard, we will be a little passive. Uchiha Fugaku said with a serious face. Yes, Lord Patriarch. The clansmen responded excitedly. The battle they had experienced before made their blood boil. It had been a long time since the Uchiha clan had been involved in a battle like this. The position of the guard is a constraint for Uchiha. It not only increased the gap with the villagers, but also made it impossible for the Uchiha clan to perform too many missions out of the village, and more to do some defensive things. This is undoubtedly suppressing the powerful aggressiveness of the Uchiha family. Now, this repressed aggressiveness is unleashed. All Uchiha people just want to have a good fight. With this indomitable momentum. After the Uchiha family stepped into the territory of the country of water, they made great strides all the way. All the Wu hidden ninjas encountered could not escape the pursuit of the Uchiha clan. Faced with hundreds of pairs of Sharingan, anyone will be shocked when they see it. Along the way, no one can stop the footsteps of the Uchiha family. Because all the mist shinobi ninjas were killed along the way. As a result, the Uchiha clan all hit Kirigakure. Neither Kirigakure reacted much, because no information was received. Unprepared, Kirigakure suffered heavy losses immediately. And the Uchiha clan headed straight for the Mizukage building. Knowing that killing Mizukage, and killing most of the mist shinobi ninjas, will be able to delist Enegaku. But what Uchiha Fugaku et al. Did not know was, it seems that 4th Mizukage Yagura is in charge of Kirigakure now. In fact, the one who really controls Kirigakure is Obito, who uses illusion to control Yagura. However, Obito did not discover that Kirigakure had been invaded until Uchiha Fugaku and others broke into the Mizukage building. What's the matter? Obito looked blank. He naturally recognized Uchiha Fugaku, the current patriarch of the Uchiha clan. But what Obito couldn't understand was, why did Uchiha Fugaku appear in Yuanyan village at this point in time? And not only Uchiha Fugaku, but also the numerous Uchiha people behind him. This moment, Obito was terribly dazed. He desperately hopes that someone can tell him 10 things. Deidara. Ha ha ha, did you see the look in his eyes? It's so funny. Kakuzu. His expression under the mask must be wonderful. Hidan. This is too slow. Onoki. With this quality, do you still want to be the mastermind behind the scenes? You can't even reach the shadow of Ache. 4th Raikage. Compared with Ache's strategy, his methods are really unrefined. Grandma Chiyo. I still can't understand why he wants to destroy the Uchiha clan. Konkuro. Mother-in-law Chiyo doesn't need to understand this kind of stupid thinking, so as not to pollute your wisdom. Tamari. That's right, just getting close to this kind of guy. I'm afraid they will be polluted with a bad smell. Orochimaru. Betrayal, you really don't like it. Jiraiya. You have the nerve to say it too. Those things you did are also betrayal to Konoha. Dried persimmon ghost shark. I suddenly regretted joining the Shao organization. Following this kind of leadership, it really doesn't look like it will end well. Scorpion. I also want to quit. Following this kind of person will definitely not lead to good things. Pain. The Akatsuki organization is still under my control, and it will never fall into the hands of Obito or others in the future. This is an organization that I and Yahiko Konan jointly created. Konan. Of course, if you want to leave, we will not stop you. We also need to think carefully about the future direction of Shao organization. Faced with this sudden situation, Obito was in a state of bewilderment. But Uchiha Fugaku was already ready to fight. It's just that there is one more battle target. Kill everyone. Uchiha Fugaku immediately gave the order. The clansmen behind immediately swarmed in. Only then did Obito wake up, and manipulated Yagura to block the enemy, while he quietly hid aside. Uzumaki appeared in his eyes, obviously planning to leave here first. But at the moment Uzumaki formed, a black shadow flashed behind Obito, and Obito's eyes suddenly widened. Uzumaki, who started it, stopped suddenly, and Obito turned his head in disbelief, wanting to see who was attacking him. But as Obito turned his neck, a line of blood appeared on Obito's neck. The bloodline became more and more obvious, and even blood flowed down. And the most weird thing is that Obito's neck is dislocated as the bloodline expands. Obito was beheaded with a knife. And the knife of the attacker was so fast that not only Obito couldn't react, even the body of the king couldn't react. Obito's body was still working as usual, as if nothing happened. But with the behavior of Obito turning his head, Obito's body broke this delicate balance. Obito's head, still masked, fell to the ground. The body that lost its head also slowly fell to the ground. This sudden turn of events stunned the Uchiha clan. Especially when they saw Ache, they were full of confusion. Uchiha Fugaku frowned and said dissatisfied, "You've been following us?" Ache said calmly, "Not to monitor you, but to ensure that you can complete the task on time." Uchiha Fugaku snorted coldly, then turned and left the room. The rest of the Uchiha followed suit. Suddenly only Ache and 2 dead bodies were left in the room. Hidan. Wow. This is too cheap. Is this one of the behind-the-scenes Black Hands? Onoki. Sure enough, compared to Ache, he is as immature as a baby. Uchiha Fugaku. Well done. Kakuzu. He was straightforward, Even before he assassinated the target, he didn't show the slightest killing intent. Kakashi. This level of aura concealment is really terrifying. Deidara. Fortunately, he still has the ability to teleport, so he was killed so easily, which is really disappointing. Uchiha Fugaku led the clan out of the Mizukage building, and then dispersed to eliminate the diehards who resisted. The fighting continued until the sun went down. After the battle, the Uchiha people all looked at Uchiha Fugaku expectantly. Patriarch. Now we have fulfilled our promise and completely disintegrated the resistance forces of the Kingdom of Water and the Kingdom of Wind. Now is the time for the Konoha executives to fulfill their promise. Under the gaze of the clansmen, Uchiha Fugaku straightened his sleeves and said slowly. Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi are in a fierce battle, and the one that survived among them will be our next mission target. In order to revive the glory of the Uchiha clan, we must wipe out all people and things that can cause danger. The people of the Uchiha clan were taken aback, as if they were digesting the sudden news of Uchiha Fugaku. After more than 10 seconds, someone finally spoke. Is this a trap? Master Patriarch, has Dao been deceived? Those guys at the top are just so vile, always telling us to do this and that without giving anything or keeping any promises. Yes, this must be a conspiracy by those high-level officials. They want us to die, just like those guys from the Senju clan. It's really despicable. If you want me to say, we should kill back. The people who should realize the strength of our Uchiha clan the most should be those high-level people who are pampered. Patriarch. Let's go back. We can even destroy the country of water. Those guys in Konoha will definitely not be our opponents. Patriarch. Patriarch. Onoki. I understand, as expected of Ache. Deidara. Huh? What did you say suddenly, old man? What do you understand? Hidan. Immortal, are you not afraid of being beaten if you say half of this? Grandma Chio. HMPH. As expected of a guy walking in the dark, the purpose is to let Uchiha Itachi see clearly the essence of the Uchiha clan. Orochimaru. It's really a delicate plan, and it has calculated people's hearts to the ultimate. Jiraiya. Wait. What are you talking about? Tsunade, idiot. This is a plan specially made by Ache. The purpose is to make the Uchiha clan feel dissatisfied, so that Uchiha Itachi can discover the inferiority of the Uchiha clan. Kakuzu. In this way, Uchiha Itachi will definitely understand that if he wants to protect the village, the only way to go is to eliminate the Baozibo clan. Pen. It's really calculated thoroughly. Uchiha Madara. Well, this is Ache, the Ache who can do everything with ultimate. This is just the basic operation. Senju Hashirama. Huh. Madara. Why do I feel that you are a little shocked? Senju Tobirama. It must be because he thought that compared with Ache, his plan is a pediatric relationship. Senju Hashirama. Huh? What is Madara planning? Uchiha Fugaku looked at the angry tribe with a blank face. After they spontaneously quieted down, they spoke slowly. Do you want to give up? Do you want to give up this opportunity to win everyone's respect with dignity? Even if those high-level officials really intend to use us, is what we have done along the way fake? Look, Konoha has worked so hard for so long, and she is so exhausted just guarding her 1-acre 3-point land. And what about us? We easily wiped out Sanagakure, Kirigakure, and accomplished a feat that other great powers have not accomplished in hundreds of years. This is the honor of our Uchiha clan. However, now you want to advance this honor with a betrayal? When we really wipe out all the other 4 great powers, our achievements will not be ignored by the world. At that time, those high-level officials will not dare to point fingers at us, and we will truly win the respect of all the villagers of the Nation of Fire. Now, who of you wants to go back to Konoha and chop down those high-rises? Even though you can go, I won't stop you. But, what I want is to be able to follow me, to follow the Uchiha clan's glorious clan. After finishing speaking, Uchiha Fugaku walked towards the tribe with a firm and decisive face. The clansmen stepped aside spontaneously, watching Uchiha Fugaku pass by in shock. Until, Uchiha Fugaku passed through the crowd and left without looking back towards the distance. Finally, someone stepped out and followed behind Uchiha Fugaku. More and more people followed, their eyes were no longer filled with anger, but full of pride. Their eyes seemed to say, "We Uchiha, we must take back what belongs to us in a dignified manner." Uchiha Itachi was deeply shocked. When he saw the people thinking about rebellion, he was so desperate. But his father, that indecisive father, unexpectedly stood up at this critical moment. Not only stopped the rebellion of the clansmen, but also took the lead in defending the honor of the Uchiha clan. At this moment, Uchiha Itachi's eyes flickered, watching the back that he had never touched. Father, the screen changed. The hinterland of the land of Earth. There are dead bodies everywhere. The death was tragic and the body was mutilated. Under the influence of Earth style, the terrain becomes uneven. However, the fighting still hasn't stopped. Falling into rage and unable to extricate himself, Fourth Raikage is still fighting. Even if he has lost his right arm at this moment, even if his body is covered with scars at this moment, Fourth Raikage isn't holding back either. Just like when Third Raikage faced the siege of tens of thousands of ninjas. As the opponent of Fourth Raikage, Onoki's state is also very miserable. Not to mention the bruised nose and swollen face, one leg was twisted in a strange posture, and the bone was broken at least 7 or 8 degrees. And around them, there are countless corpses of ninjas who want to protect their shadows. Who? Fourth Raikage stared at Onoki firmly. I will definitely kill you with my own hands. Onogi knew that he did not do it, nor did he instruct Deidara to do it. But now, facing all these sacrifices, Onogi knew that it was too late to say anything. With a sullen face, he looked at Fourth Raikage incomparably coldly. Be careful when you talk big. Even your father dare not talk to me like that. Don't mention him in front of me, you are not qualified. Fourth Raikage rushed up like an enraged beast. Onogi's mouth revealed a triumphant smile. Dust escape boundary stripping technique. However, the figure of Fourth Raikage rushing forward suddenly disappeared. Immediately afterwards, he appeared by Onoki's side. Seeing Onoki's dazed eyes, Fourth Raikage parted his mouth and showed a cruel smile. When you get below, remember to say hello to my father for me. Boom! A heavy punch fell on Onoki's thin body without reservation, smashing him deep into the ground. This circle poured into the entire calendar area of Fourth Raikage. Rao Onoki's defense method is superb, and it is now at the end of its strength. But, after all, Onoki is a veteran and strong man, and he will not die so easily. If you want to say hello, go yourself. Swish. The light of dust escape emerges from the ground until the face of Fourth Raikage. Fourth Raikage quickly turned sideways in an emergency, avoiding the state of being directly wiped into nothingness by Dust Dungeon. But that doesn't mean Fourth Raikage is okay. Even with the speed of the Fourth Raikage, Dust Dunk at such a close range cannot be completely dodged. I saw the entire right upper body of Fourth Raikage disappeared. This degree of injury can already clearly show that Fourth Raikage is already a corpse. Even if Fourth Raikage is not dead now, he will die from blood loss soon. This time, both sides will lose out, and the loss will be extremely heavy. Just at this time, a group of uninvited guests appeared on the edge of the battlefield. Uchiha Fugaku stared at the situation on the battlefield indifferently, and after discovering the astonishing number of corpses, he immediately turned around and said, "Look. This is our opportunity. Iwagakure and Cloud Shinobi Village have lost both, they are powerless to resist our attack. Now, everyone, follow in my footsteps, wipe out everyone in these 2 ninja villages, and then take the honor of our Uchiha clan and stand upright to Konoha." Oh. The people of the Uchiha tribe let out excited shouts. They also discovered the tragic situation on the battlefield. At this time, both Rock Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi on the battlefield discovered this group of uninvited guests. But they are now powerless to resist, let alone a powerful ninja like Uchiha. Along the way, the Uchiha tribe wiped out all survivors. Completely wipe out all the living forces of Rock Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi. And Uchiha Fugaku himself also found the dying Fourth Raikage and Onogi. Seeing the appearance of Uchiha Fugaku, Onogi showed a sad smile. Sure enough, I guessed that there must be a mastermind behind the scenes. Who? That's definitely not what Danzo came up with, he's not that smart. Uchiha Fugaku said coldly. That's not what you need to know. Anger flared up in Fourth Raikage's eyes. It's you? You killed so many innocent people. Uchiha Fugaku said indifferently. Everyone is an enemy, and the methods naturally don't need to be so glorious. As long as the goal can be achieved, it is a good means. Uchiha Fugaku then mercilessly killed both of them. On the battlefield, the exhausted Rock Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi were all wiped out by the Uchiha tribe. This moment. The 5 great nations have already existed in name only, and only the Land of Fire has become the final winner. Finally, we did it. Uchiha Fugaku turned his head, shouting at the voice. We have accomplished what no one else has done before. We are the best Uchiha people. The bloodied Uchiha clansmen roared excitedly. We are the best. The best. Now we can walk with our heads held high in Konoha. Such an important moment, we must celebrate. I have wine. Who has meat? I have. Today I must drink to my heart's content. This day will definitely be recorded in the annals of history. We, the Uchiha clan, will surely be remembered by all. Everyone cheered and jumped for joy. The little Uchiha Itachi in the crowd also had a smile on his face. Because, this means that Konoha is no longer threatened by these big countries. It also means that there will be no more wars in the future. However, just when everyone is happy and cheering, like everyone else, the excited Uchiha Fugaku suddenly lowered his head. Because standing in the center of the Uchiha tribe, Uchiha Fugaku's telekinesis immediately attracted attention. They all looked at Uchiha Fugaku with concern. Master Patriarch? What's wrong with you? Are you injured? Call a medical ninja. Idiot. Where are we Uchiha medical ninjas from? Then what to do? Patriarch, you must cheer up. Under everyone's worried eyes, Uchiha Fugaku raised his head suddenly. But it surprised everyone. Just because, the expression on Uchiha Fugaku's face at this moment is so horrifying. I saw Uchiha Fugaku's mouth was split below the ears, and he said with a sinister smile. Actually, I'm lying to you all. I didn't get the Hokage promise at all. Even now, we might become traitors to the village because of our own actions. Now the black market is probably full of our reward orders. Hey, are you surprised? Are you surprised? Hey, hey ha ha ha. Looking at Uchiha Fugaku who was smiling wildly and complacently, the expressions on the faces of all the Uchiha people froze. Fake? Everything is fake. Does everything they do mean nothing? Their sacrifices, their glory, are all false? All this, why? Why, their patriarch would do this kind of thing? As if hearing their voices, Uchiha Fugaku stopped laughing hysterically. Then, Uchiha Fugaku said with an evil face. I just want to try it out. I didn't expect the brothers to be so powerful. But it's a pity that all this is just useless work, he. All the clansmen were silent. All that was left was Uchiha Fugaku's smile. There is a strange atmosphere lingering on everyone. Ah. Finally, someone couldn't bear it and made a sound of collapse. Immediately afterwards, more and more people collapsed. They held their heads in their hands and their faces were distorted, as if they foresaw the situation of being chased and intercepted by Konoha's people. This feeling of being a street mouse made them extremely angry and desperate. Stimulated by this strong emotion, they finally set their sights on Uchiha Fugaku who was still smiling evilly. Die to me. You don't deserve to be a Uchiha. Kill Fugaku, and kill back. Yes, kill back. Kill. In an instant, countless fire styles fell on Uchiha Fugaku's body. Multiple fire-style ninjutsu gathered together to form an extremely high temperature, accompanied by constant explosions. Uchiha Fugaku, who was in it, had no defenses, and was directly brutally killed by the clansmen without leaving a trace. Then, all the Uchiha people turned their guns, trying to kill Konoha and take what they lost. Among the crowd, Uchiha Itachi's face was dull. He never expected that the direction of things would be so outrageous. The place he regarded as a hero before was killed right in front of his eyes in the blink of an eye. Not even the slightest trace was left. This moment, Uchiha Itachi finally understood thoroughly. Already, it's hopeless. Uchiha Itachi lowered his head, letting the angry crowd walk past him. When he raised his head again, tears flowed from both eyes. Already, it's completely hopeless. The damned Uchiha clan, totally a violent clan. In order to protect the village, what must I read and do? The 3-tomo Sharingan in the eyes of Uchiha Itachi has quietly changed. Then he turned around and looked at the Uchiha people who had their backs to him. Clenching kunai tightly in his hand, he rushed over silently. Ah! The screams suddenly appeared from the end of the team. And more. When the Uchiha tribe turned their heads, they saw a young man with blood and tears waving his kunai frantically. Every time, a person's life will be taken away. And when they saw Uchiha Itachi's face, anger once again occupied the faces of the entire Uchiha tribe. He is the son of the traitor Fugaku. Kill him. That's right. Kill him. A scuffle immediately started. But Uchiha Itachi, who is as indifferent as a machine, relies on the newly acquired Mangekyo Sharingan to face enemies hundreds of times larger than himself without losing the slightest bit. Instead, people kept turning into the corpses of his subordinates. Blood once again soaked the land that hadn't dried up yet. The color has become so thick that it has turned black. At one time there were numerous corpses. Standing in the center of all the corpses, Uchiha Itachi was neither sad nor happy, but his body was trembling. All of this is for sleepy vomiting. It's all for the peace of Konoha. The war-seeking Uchiha clan will only bring disaster to this world. I have to stop them. This is my mission. Uchiha Itachi trembled all over. Even kunai couldn't hold it tight again, letting it fall to the ground. Deidara. As expected of a filial son, he will do such outrageous things wherever he goes. Onoki. Idiot, you really didn't see it. Uchiha Itachi in the original video didn't need to do this, but it's a pity that everything was guided by Ache, and finally evolved into this result. Mountain. Grandma Chio. Ache in the dark is really a scary guy. Fourth Raikage. Everyone is being manipulated by Ache. Terumi Mei. Compared with Ache, the others are just as naive as children. Tsunade. Ache is really good at manipulating people's hearts. Orochimaru. This is Ache, the ultimate person who can do everything, even if it is dark, it is also the ultimate black. Kakuzu. This method is much better than Danzo and his ilk. Scorpion. Everyone has become a pawn in Ache's hands before they know it. Hoshigaki Kisame. Ache is like a spider who has been watching everything in the dark. The silk thread under his feet connects everyone and controls everyone's actions precisely. Onoki. Your description is really apt. Kakashi. It can be said that it is an exhaustive strategy. Huo Guo Yagura. All kinds of people who will affect the overall situation have been eliminated by Ache in advance, and now even the Uchiha clan has been eliminated by him under the guise of Uchiha Itachi. Now in the entire ninja world, no one can stop Ache. Konkuro. This world is also called Ache's personal show. Tamari. But Ache has this strength, and even the strategy is so amazing. 647, Gaara. I'm curious now, what will Ache do next? It wasn't just Gaara who was curious. It can be said that everyone is very curious about the development of the next thing. So, they immediately stopped the discussion and focused on the video. At this time, Uchiha Itachi is missing from the video. Instead it became Danzo and Ache. And there are not only them in the picture, but also Sarutobi Hiruzen, Mito Homura and Utatane Kaharu, the third of F4 of the 3 high-level Konoha. Besides them, most of Konoha Jonin's class were also there. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a frown. Danzo, what the hell do you want us to see? Although there are reports that Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi are fighting, there is no exact information specifying how far they will fight. If they know that the Kingdom of Wind and the Kingdom of Water have fallen, they will definitely unite. If we go in this way, we are simply stepping into a trap by ourselves. Danzo said calmly. Are you trying to say you're scared, Hiruzen? With the patriarch of the Hyuga clan around, how could the enemy's traps work? Don't think too much, just follow me. I will never harm you. Seeing that Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is Hokage, didn't ask about the situation, the others naturally didn't waste their words. They looked at each other and had their own guesses about the next situation. Maybe it's Danzo allied with Rock Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi. Or, Danzo had some kind of intelligence in advance, confirming that there would be no danger in their trip. In short, there is nothing wrong with being prepared for battle. After all, the place they went on this trip was the battlefield where the Rock Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi had received the news before. There will inevitably be some battles at that time. Might Guy looked solemn. Kakashi, what kind of enemy do you think we will face? Kakashi opened a dead fisheye and said indifferently. No matter who it is, as long as it is Konoha's enemy, we can't hold back. That's natural. Might Guy nodded solemnly. led by Danzo and Ake. A group of people walked forward in silence. After turning over a hill, finally came to the battlefield of Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi. However, the sight that appeared in front of everyone took them by surprise. The battle is still going on. However, the two sides in the battle are not Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi as they think. It's Uchiha clan facing Uchiha Itachi. There were corpses all over the ground. The blood has dyed the earth red, making the earth shine with amazing eyes under the sunlight. The pungent smell of blood, even at a distance of hundreds of meters, was still clearly smelled by everyone. However, this hell-like scene did not attract their attention. All of them focused their eyes on the battle. Uchiha Itachi, who is only one person, seems to be able to handle the siege of hundreds of Uchiha people with ease. And under the fierce offensive of Uchiha Itachi, the number of Uchiha clan is decreasing at an extremely fast speed. At the end, Uchiha Itachi even killed all the Uchiha tribe by himself. Sarutobi Hiruzen watched all this happen with dumbfounded. He didn't even have time to stop it, the matter had already come to an end. Uchiha Itachi, in front of their eyes, killed everyone of his kind. This is simply a desecration of Konoha's rules. Konoha is strict about killing each other in the same village. Violators will definitely be regarded as treasonous villages and will be wanted by the whole ninja world. Uchiha Itachi. But why? And where is Uchiha Fugaku? Why didn't he stop? Utatane Kaharu frowned tightly. She doesn't care about those dead Uchiha, he doesn't like these Uchiha people. What she cares more about is Konoha's rules. Obviously, Uchiha Itachi severely violated Konoha's rules, and at this moment has become Konoha's rebellious ninja. It doesn't even take Sarutobi Hiruzen to pass the sentence. What should we do? Might Guy was dumbfounded. This is completely different from what he imagined. The expected enemy did not appear, but instead witnessed the strange scene of massacring the same race. Kakashi's eyes widened in surprise. I don't know either. Just when everyone was shocked and at a loss, Ake and Danzo rushed over first. The others woke up one after another and hurriedly followed in their footsteps. The movement here woke up Uchiha Itachi. He raised his head quickly, and took out a handful of kunai to be on guard. But when Uchiha Itachi saw that the visitors were all from Konoha village, he was dumbfounded. Uchiha Itachi looked down at the body of the Tachibo tribe lying on the ground next to him. He realized it immediately. I can't justify myself now. This time the Lois fell into the trouser pocket, it was either shit or shit. I can solve. Uchiha Itachi opened his mouth. But how could Ake give him this chance? Bold Uchiha Itachi. How dare you murder your own kind so cruelly? Could it be that you want to take the credit for eliminating the 4 great ninja villages? Don't be too whimsical. Your interpretation will only be despised by everyone. Uchiha Itachi was dumbfounded. Wanting to refute, but Uchiha Itachi looked at the corpses in this place, but found that his words were so weak. Facing the iron-like facts under his feet, he has no choice. Right now Uchiha Itachi has only one choice, that is escape. It is definitely impossible to fight. After all, he had just fought against a group of Uchiha tribesmen, and chakra consumed a lot. Now facing Konoha's Jonin class, plus Konoha's high-level F4 Uchiha Itachi, he is confident that he will die without a burial. But Uchiha Itachi doesn't want to die yet. He doesn't yet see a thriving future for Konoha village. Nor does seeing younger brother Uchiha Sasuke grow up. So, he can't die here, he must get out of here. Uchiha Itachi's eyes became firm, and he held kunai's hand tightly. I want to escape, but I can't turn around and run away immediately. This is undoubtedly handing over one's back to the enemy without defense. That will only hasten death. Want to escape from the hands of these people. Uchiha Itachi has only one chance. That is to control an existence that can make everyone throw a mouse, and escape from the siege of Konoha Shinobi in a way of holding hostage. And this choice is naturally Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is Hokage. Wushu Uchiha Itachi rushed over immediately. At this moment, Ake said suddenly, Master Danzo, it's now. Uchiha Itachi subconsciously turned his head to look at Danzo in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. But it was this glance that made Uchiha Itachi fall into it completely. I saw that Danzo had lifted the bandage over his right eye, revealing a scarlet Sharingan. The Mangekyo Sharingan was snatched from Uchiha Shisui impressively. At this time, the pattern in the eyes is slowly rotating, indicating that it is working. And Shisui glasses have only one effect. That is the distinguished heavenly gods. Under the terrifying control ability of distinguished heavenly gods, Uchiha Itachi, who had charged rapidly just now, immediately stayed in place. Like a sculpture, it cannot move at all. Seeing that Uchiha Itachi was being controlled, Ike covered his hands with his body and gestured vaguely. No one noticed what Ike was doing. All eyes were on Uchiha Itachi. Thinking about the fate that awaits Uchiha Itachi next. Itachi, what happened? Why do you want to kill your own people? Where did Fugaku go? Why is he missing? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked a series of questions. But at this time Uchiha Itachi obviously lost the situation to answer the question. Just when others were about to hear Uchiha Itachi's answer, suddenly a figure emerged from the ground. It was Orochimaru, who had been secretly monitoring the situation. I saw Orochimaru bound Uchiha Itachi's body like a snake. Orochimaru. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared in shock at Orochimaru, his most proud disciple, who appeared in front of him. Now, seeing the appearance of Orochimaru, who was driven out of the village and became a traitor, all the Jonin were immediately on guard. Just waiting for an order, they surrounded Orochimaru and wiped him out. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Orochimaru with a complicated expression. I didn't expect that you would contact people from the Akatsuki organization and kill all the clan members so cruelly. Mitokado Homura looked at Danzo in surprise, and said slowly. You designed all this? Narishirju's complexion became extremely complicated. The chains are intertwined, and the 4 major kingdoms will be destroyed in one fell swoop. Looking at it now, the situation of the Uchiha family must also be inseparable. Everyone else looked at Danzo in horror. Despite their knowledge, Danzo has been doing a lot in the dark. But they never thought of it. Danzo, who had said wildly that he wanted to eliminate all the enemies on the road ahead of Konoha village, was able to do this. Master Danzo has calculated this far. Not only were all the 4 great ninja villages wiped out except us, but Uchiha, who was dissatisfied with the village, was also designed to be eradicated. I've been displeased with those Uchiha people for a long time. Every day, I can't wait to push my eyes to the top of the sky, and I don't look at people right at all. Don't say that. No matter what you say, you are also a fellow in the village. Although you do have a bad temper at ordinary times, but... Look, you can't say anything good, can you? Admit it. The Uchiha clan is just so hateful. Master Danzo is really amazing. Can I apply to join the route now? Master Danzo is wise and mighty, it's really amazing. Could it be that Master Danzo has already planned everything before? It really went too smoothly. What the predecessors did not do, Danzo-sama did it. Danzo-sama is really amazing. I will follow Master Danzo all my life. Me too. Add me. Add me. Master Danzo is unparalleled. Jonin's class couldn't help talking, and some even chanted slogans on the spot. This situation makes Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is Hokage, very embarrassed. Because according to the agreement with Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen must give up the position of Hokage to Danzo after eliminating the obstacles in front of Konoha, that is, the 4 major 16 countries. Right now, those admirers must have thought of this crop and are showing their loyalty here. Mitokado Homura and Udatain Kaharu also looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen, waiting for his reply. Either fulfill the agreement, or reject Danzo's request as usual. It all depends on the idea of Sarutobi Hiruzen alone. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo and realized that he couldn't understand the real thoughts of his former good friend. In the past, Danzo never showed such a clever side. Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't know whether he has grown or planned for a long time. But Sarutobi Hiruzen had to admit that Danzo did very well in this matter. Although, Sarutobi Hiruzen is very dissatisfied with Danzo's straightforward elimination of the Uchiha clan. But now that the situation was like this, no matter how dissatisfied Sarutobi Hiruzen was, he couldn't get his body lying on the ground to stand up again. Hey, I'm willing to take the bet, Danzo, you're doing beautifully. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed deeply, then took the Hokage hat off his head and handed it to Danzo. Danzo resisted his excitement and held the bamboo hat firmly. Don't worry, Hiruzen, I will definitely make the village more prosperous. That's all. Under the watchful eyes of Konoha's senior management and members of Jonin's class, Danzo put the bamboo hat representing Hokage's position on his head. After decades, Danzo finally got his wish and became Hokage. The audience in the live broadcast room were shocked. Deidara. Good guy. Danzo himself made so many showy operations in order to sit in that position, and he just sat there for a day or two. Onoki. Compared with Ache, it's a judgment call. Fourth Raikage. In my opinion, Danzo is not suitable for this kind of thing at all, he thinks too much. Kakuzu. It's the same dirty method, but Ache's efficiency is 100 times, 1,000 times that of Danzo. Luo Sha. Even a guy like Danzo can successfully succeed Hokage, and everyone is convinced, it's simply unbelievable. Grandma Chio. Ache used a dark method to make Danzo a Hokage, and Danzo used a dirty method, but in the end only sealed the half of the bridge, it's just ridiculous. Terumi Mei. It's clear at a glance who is high and who is low. Sarutobi Hiruzen. I have to admit that Ache's method is indeed superior. Whether it is diverting disasters or borrowing a knife to kill people, it is much better than Danzo's method. Orochimaru. No one can compare to Ache for playing tricks and tricks, right? Jiraiya. This kind of behind-the-scenes method is really not on the stage. If you are a man, you should be upright. Dried persimmon ghost shark. I really want to smell a sour smell, I don't know where it came from, he. Uchiha Madara. As expected of my brother, he once again unified the entire ninja world in his own way. Senju Hashirama. Madara, don't forget that Ache planned to wipe out the Uchiha clan this time. Senju Tobirama. But Ache was able to succeed because the Uchiha clan had such a disaster as Uchiha Itachi. Without him, even if Ache wanted to frame the entire Uchiha clan, it would be very difficult for Ache. The screen changed. Wearing a hat and cloak, Danzo appears in the picture. In front of him is a megaphone. Danzo is standing on a podium at this time, with the gathered people below. The faces of the people are full of expectations, and they look forward to more surprises from Danzo. Danzo was indescribably excited, and his face was fighting slightly. But he is a person who is used to seeing big scenes. After coughing lightly and clearing his throat, Danzo said slowly, "It is an honor to inherit this position from Hiruzen. As the 5th Hokage, I will do my best to create a safer and more prosperous home for everyone. Let everyone's face be filled with a happy smile. I want everyone to live happily in the village without worrying about the threat of war." Being able to achieve this position is actually thanks to one person. He's my adopted son, Ache. If it weren't for Ache, who has been by my side for so many years, I would never be able to stand in this position. It is because of him that I can do all this now. As he spoke, Danzo's voice was full of sobs. Tears rolled down Danzo's cheeks and landed on the podium as the villagers watched. This moment, perhaps, is the moment when Danzo can express his emotions the most since the establishment of the Shao organization. Ache, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today. Ache, thank you for sticking with me. It's all thanks to you that I can get to this day. This Hokage position has half of your position. Let us work together to continue to make Konoha village brilliant. Let Konoha continue to be brilliant. The villagers let out a passionate cry. This is a high-pitched cry that can only be uttered by people united as one. Danzo, officially the 5th Hokage. Time passed quietly. In the blink of an eye, it was already 10 years later. Danzo's face looked very different from what it used to be. The wrinkles became more numerous, and the solemnity on his face disappeared. The whole person has unexpectedly changed a lot. Today, Danzo walks the streets without a Hokage hat or cape. He is like a little old man strolling, walking slowly on the street with his hands behind his back. There was always a faint smile on his face. Facing anyone can make others feel like a spring breeze. However, the villagers more often call Danzo an adult. And it is called from the heart. There are 2 children running and playing happily. Seeing that a child didn't look at the road, tripped over a stone on the road, and was about to fall to the ground. Danzo reached out and grabbed the child firmly, then gently hugged him. "Are you all right, kid?" Danzo had an old man's kindness on his face. The little girl came back to her senses, and when she saw that it was Danzo, she immediately showed a sweet smile. "Thanks, Grandpa Hokage, I'm fine." "It's fine, you must pay attention to safety, you know? If you get hurt, I will feel sorry for you, 71.3 tons. Putting the little girl down, Danzo teased the two children in front of him as if teasing his granddaughter. You must look at your feet when you walk, and don't get tripped again. Understood. Destroy the certificate. The two children answered in unison. Seeing this scene, the people around immediately smiled knowingly. Goodbye, Shadow Tape. After saying goodbye to Danzo politely, the two children played and left again. Danzo shook his head with a helpless smile, and came to a courtyard with a smile. Tuck tuck. Knock gently on the door, and soon the courtyard gate opens. It was Ake who came out. Master Danzo, here we come. Like Danzo, Ake also has a gentle smile on his face. It was a completely different person from when he was cold and ruthless before. I'm coming, and slamming the door, Danzo said with a smile. At this time, a little guy ran over trotting all the way, shouting while running. Grandpa Danzo. When Danzo heard it, he immediately went up to him with a smile on his face. Oh, isn't this my big baby? How are you doing today? Are you happy? Be careful, don't fall. Behind the child, Tsunade watched his child being hugged by Danzo with a doting smile on his face. If it had been the past, Tsunade would certainly not have done this. But since becoming Hokage, Danzo has changed too much. Ake came to Tsunade's side, reached out and took her into his arms. The two laughed together as they watched Danzo tease their baby. 4 people, like a family of 4, very warm. However, this scene, in the eyes of the audience in the live broadcast room, it is so dumbfounding. Utatane Kaharu. This is Danzo? He can't laugh. Mitokado Homura. How long has it been since I saw Danzo like this? 50 years. Deidara. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could Danzo show such a grandpa smile? Onoki. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible to be that old silver coin of Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This, am I having nightmares again? 4th Raikage. I have goosebumps. This scene is so scary. Hidan. Ah. My eyes are not clean. Kakuzu. This is really unacceptable. He is obviously such a gloomy person, but now he looks like a kind grandfather. Dried persimmon ghost shark. Especially thinking about the dark things he has done, it is even more creepy. Konkuro. After doing so many bad things, won't he have nightmares at night? Scorpion. You can hardly expect a person without a conscience to be condemned by his conscience. Grandma Chio. As expected of my grandson, the summary is incisive. Terumi Mei. So, this scene is actually Danzo in disguise. But his smile looks completely unresolved. Yugura. This is the scary thing about him, even people like you can't see the flaws. Orochimaru. What a scary guy, I froze for a moment. Jiraiya. Why do you guys doubt him so much? Couldn't it be that Danzo has changed his mind? Tsunade. It is better to believe that there will be no more fights in the ninja world than to believe that he has changed his ways. Haitu. Huh. Husband Ake. Why are you hugging other women? Why do you show such a happy smile? I'm so sad. Senju Hashirama. Indeed, Ake has also changed a lot, but we are all attracted by the changes before and after Danzo. In fact, Ake has also changed a lot now. Senju Tobarama. Don't forget that everything Danzo owns now is the contribution of Ake in secret, and this time Ake is a very cruel character. Onoki. If you don't tell me, I will almost forget it. This is also an amazing change. Kakashi. Maybe Ake is no longer rooted, so he can show such a natural smile. Yamanaka Wind. Breaking away from the roots. Can this kind of thing really be done? People who watched the live broadcast had goosebumps all over their bodies. It was this scene that completely overturned their perception of Danzo. In their view, the image of Danzo is gloomy, dark, cruel and so on. Such a sunny image doesn't fit him at all. As far as Sarutobi Hiruzen is concerned, he can barely accept it. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen maintains his personality, at least in the eyes of the children. But Danzo has become like this, it is too much. With this kind of thinking in mind, the more they watched, the more they felt that this scene was very weird, and they couldn't feel any warmth at all. In the video, with a faint smile on the corner of Danzo's mouth, he walked on the bright street. When the villagers on both sides see Danzo, they will smile from the heart and bow slightly to him in respect. Obviously, in the eyes of the villagers, Danzo is a great hero. But the audience who saw this scene from the beginning felt completely unacceptable. Because the one who really makes the change is still Ake hidden in the dark. Although Ake seems to be a nice guy now, he can't see the viciousness and decisiveness in designing those schemes and assassinating those people before. This also surprised the audience. After all, Ake's character design this time is a very cold person. However, when Ake was wearing casual clothes and walking on the street to buy vegetables, that kind of easygoing look made people completely unable to think of the cruel things Ake had done before. The contrast between before and after is too strong, so that the audience has a very strong sense of separation. It's as if what they saw before and what they see now are two completely different videos. But the fact is that these two videos are connected. The only problem is that after a 10-year time span, both Rangtuan and Ake have undergone different changes. Onoki. I still can't believe it. The people I see now are Danzo and Ake. They are clearly not such people. Grandma Chio. Maybe we should learn to accept that people will change. Jiraiya. People's hearts are really unpredictable. Fourth Raikage. HMPH. I still think there is a problem here. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Anyway, even if the means are a bit dirty, at least Danzo and Ake ensured peace in the ninja world. Luo Sha. Peace refers to the elimination of 4 of the 5 great ninja villages. The price paid is really not small. Another few years passed. With an old face on his face, Danzo lay leisurely in his courtyard. At this time, he no longer holds the position of Hokage. My favorite thing every day is to lie on the deck chairs in the garden and bask in the sun, leisurely and at ease. Peace in the ninja world continues. Konoha maintains a strong strength, suppressing the promotion of other ninja villages, especially the 4 major ninja villages. Although there are still some small frictions, there will no longer be a big battle sweeping the entire ninja world. However, unbeknownst to everyone, this rare peace is about to be broken. Today's Konoha weather is sunny and cloudless. The sun is warm and warm. It is a good weather for traveling. However, in this clear sky, a strange black suddenly appeared. The black rapidly expanded and quickly attracted people's attention. What's that? Kakashi, who was wearing a Hokage robe, frowned and looked up at the black unknown object in the sky. Swish. A figure appeared next to Kakashi, and it was Ake with an extremely serious face. It's the enemy. Ake said in a low tone. Very powerful enemy. Let all Chunin and Genin lead the villagers to take refuge, they are useless this time. Kakashi's face darkened. Is this your judgment? Ake nodded silently. Kakashi's face suddenly became gloomy. I didn't expect that at this moment, such a difficult enemy would appear. Anbu. Call all Jonin, highest level alert. The Anbus set off immediately. Soon, the Jonin from the village were gathered together. At this time, new changes appeared in the black objects in the sky. A figure came out from the black object. Your black object is surprisingly a channel. A passage to the unknown. The dangerous enemy was sent in front of them. Otsutsuki Momoshiki looked at the assembled crowd below with a scornful smile on his face. Looking at the amount of their chakra, they are all so barren. That guy Kaguya was defeated by these people? It's really a piece of trash. Otsutsuki Kim remained silent, like a bodyguard guarding Otsutsuki Momoshiki's side. Otsutsuki Momoshiki raised his chin and said contemptuously. Go down and say hello to them. Have fun with them. Otsutsuki Kim nodded slightly. Yes, my lord. Whoosh. Otsutsuki Kim's figure disappeared instantly. In the next moment, it appeared on the ground, opposite to Kakashi and others. This incredible speed surprised Kakashi and others. Immediately his complexion became more gloomy. The opponent's speed exceeded their imagination. This means that the enemy is indeed very difficult. Where is the sacred tree? Otsutsuki Kim turned his head and looked around. He felt part of the breath of the sacred tree. I can feel it, so you better not lie. Kakashi and others naturally don't know what the sacred tree Otsutsuki Kim is talking about. There is nothing here that you are looking for. I advise you to leave quickly. Otherwise, we won't just sit back and watch your experience here. Kakashi took the Hokage out of his pocket, and at the same time pushed the blindfold away, revealing the Sharingan. The enemy's strength is indeed strong, but his Kamui is not without the possibility of confrontation. After all, Kamui is an unreasonable spacetime ninjutsu. Yeah. Otsutsuki Kim's face was indifferent, and he didn't have any feelings about being rejected. Since this is the case, I have no choice but to get rid of you first, and then slowly look for me. Alert. Kakashi let out a low shout, and the Jonins behind him immediately scattered to surround Otsutsuki. Getting together will obviously affect the performance of the Jonins. Annoying bug. Otsutsuki Kim muttered, and then extended his right hand. Ka mallet. 5 fingers glowed red. Then Otsutsuki Kim slammed his right hand to the ground. Boom. The ground erupted loudly, shaking violently like an earthquake. Careful. Kakashi yelled, then leapt, dodging Otsutsuki Kim's attack. But the people who jumped into the air obviously lost the chance to dodge. God chasing. Otsutsuki Jin's figure suddenly turned into his own lightning, and rushed towards everyone at an extremely fast speed. Asuma looked at the strong man pretending to be towards her, and her complexion changed suddenly. He didn't even have time to seal the mudra, so he crossed the chakra blades in front of his body, hoping to block Otsutsuki Jin's attack. Boom! With a violent blow, Asuma's entire body was sent flying. Not only that, Otsutsuki Kim's impact did not weaken at all, and more than a dozen people were knocked into the air one after another. Only Kakashi and Might Guy narrowly escaped. Therefore, all the people who were hit had comminuted fractures all over their bodies. The body twisted strangely, and died on the spot. Hateful. Kakashi's face sank, and the Sharingan in the left eye immediately changed the pattern. Kamui. The space was distorted immediately, and under this powerful force of distortion, one of Otsutsuki Kim's arms was twisted off. In reality, Kakashi aimed at Otsutsuki Kim's neck. But Otsutsuki Kim escaped Kakashi's deadly attack at a critical moment. Losing a hand is nothing to Otsutsuki Kim. After Kakashi's Kamui lost the effect of surprise, Otsutsuki Kaneda, who was prepared, would naturally not be able to easily get caught. At the same time, Otsutsuki Kim also regarded Kakashi as the most threatening person. Swish. Just as Otsutsuki Kim's eyes focused on Kakashi, suddenly, a figure appeared behind Otsutsuki Kim. The extremely sharp short blade in his hand sliced across the back of Otsutsuki's neck. A huge wound appeared on Otsutsuki Kim's neck. But not fatal. After one blow, Ache fled away immediately. The well-timed drop allowed Ache to avoid Otsutsuki Kim's back-throwing palm. If caught by that powerful palm, even Ache would be seriously injured. The wound on the back of Otsutsuki Kim's neck is recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. On the contrary, it was the broken left hand, which didn't seem to recover for a while. Buzz! Suddenly. A red ring appeared behind Otsutsuki Kim. Weapons gradually appeared in the ring. Otsutsuki Kim holds a long-handled sword. Then swipe. Boom. Even if separated by a distance of more than 10 meters, the powerful knife light will arrive in an instant. Everyone dodges one after another. However, there were still some people who didn't dodge in time and were cut in half by the sword light. The strength of the enemy is too strong. Kakashi looked serious. And he's been watching my position. I can't play Kamui well. Might Guy said. I'll give you a chance. 7th gate. Startling. Coup. Boom. Blue steam exploded from Might Guy's body. Might Guy was bloodshot, his face contorted with pain. But he didn't waste the powerful boost gained by sacrificing his body. In an instant, the ground exploded, and he approached Otsutsuki Jin at a very fast speed. Shanglong. A hard kick sent Otsutsuki Kim flying into the air, before chasing him even faster. Day Tiger. A fierce punch brought the air compressed by the superstar, and the tiger-shaped air cannon burst out. Power is huge. However, Otsutsuki Kim stabilized his figure in the air, and then slashed hard with one knife. He actually split the Day Tiger open. What? Might Guy couldn't believe that his unique move was split by the enemy. However, Might Guy's goal has been achieved. Go to hell. Kakashi's eyes hardened. The distorted force was suddenly on Otsutsuki Kim's head. Seeing that Otsutsuki Kim is about to be solved by Kamui. At this time, Otsutsuki Momoshiki, who had been watching the battle in the air, appeared instantly, blocking Otsutsuki Kim's body. The Kamui cast by Kakashi did not break the Otsutsuki Peach pose, but was absorbed by Otsutsuki Peach pose's outstretched right hand. That is. Kakashi's eyes narrowed suddenly, looking at Rinnegan in Otsutsuki's hands in surprise. Otsutsuki Momoshiki said with a grim expression. You trash, can't even deal with these lowly creatures? Otsutsuki Kim bowed his head. I'm very sorry, Momoshiki-sama. Otsutsuki snorted coldly, looked down at Kakashi below and said. Your ability looks a little dangerous, I can't let you kill my servant just like that. In this case, let you taste your own ability. Otsutsuki stretched out his left hand in the peach pose, and suddenly, the power of twisted space fell on Kakashi. Oops. Kakashi's face tightened, but it was too late. The strengthened Kamui directly twisted his body. In just a moment, Kakashi went to the Pure Land to meet his father. Kakashi. Might Guy looked at Kakashi's twisted body and let out a cry of grief and indignation. At the same time, Might Guy also realized that this time the enemy must use all his strength to deal with it. Without any hesitation, Might Guy roars above. Death. Open. Boom. The steam from his body turned from blue to red. The chakra of the whole person is violently swollen. Otsutsuki Momo looked down at Might Guy, his eyebrowless brow raised slightly. It's really a strange ability, and the amount of chakra has increased a lot. But still not enough to watch. Regardless of any ability, in front of my pair of Rinnegans, it doesn't mean anything. Might Guy endured the severe pain in his whole body as if his body was going to be smashed to pieces, and let out a hot roar. This is the last of my youth. Let it burn, Night Guy. Swish. With a speed that even distorts space, Might Guy rushed in front of Otsutsuki Momoshiki in an instant. Momoshiki couldn't even raise his hand to block Might Guy's move. He could only watch in horror as the foot landed on his chest. Boom. Otsutsuki Momoshiki was kicked out heavily, and Otsutsuki Kim behind him was also knocked out. And Might Guy, who made the final blow, lost his final force zone. The moment the door of death was opened, Might Guy's life had already come to an end. Waiting for Might Guy's burned-out lamp to dry up. Did you make it? Tsunade appeared beside Might Guy with a solemn expression, and the summoned Katsuyu tried to heal Might Guy's injuries, but with little effect. It was barely able to hang Might Guy's life, but even if Might Guy was rescued after giving everything, he would lose the ability to continue to be a ninja. Ake appeared next to Tsunade, shook his head and said. They're not dead yet. Tsunade gritted his teeth and said. Damn it. Who are these guys? Might Guy has tried his best, and these two guys are still alive. Now that Kakashi is dead, and there are less than 50 Jonin left, how do we deal with these two monsters? Ake looked very gloomy. We have no way out. Tsunade naturally knew this too. The smoke hasn't cleared yet. Otsutsuki's Momo-like dismay came from the neighborhood that had been kicked into ruins by Might Guy's kick. Damn, hate. A group of lowly creatures dare to hurt me. I must let you taste the taste of nightmares. Swish. The aura so violent that it seemed to be real dispersed the smoke and dust. Appearing in front of everyone was Otsutsuki Momoshiki, whose appearance changed drastically. And Otsutsuki Kim has disappeared. The power of Otsutsuki Momo style, which has changed in appearance, has become stronger. Shenluo Tianjung. The violent thrust exploded, directly blowing everything around it away. Universal pull. Otsutsuki stretched out his hand in the peach style, and the two of Itachi were quickly sucked over. Then got blown away by Otsutsuki Momo style punch. The bodies of the two people who were sucked over exploded directly. What a strong force. Tsunade looked very gloomy. The power of Otsutsuki Momoshiki is several times stronger than her strange power. Ake said suddenly. Tsunade, although I approached you before, making you infertile was to complete the mission of Lord Danzo. But after all these years of being together, your mark has been imprinted in my heart. I'm sorry to just express my attitude to you now, and I owe you an apology. Tsunade seemed to understand Ake's thoughts, and said with a sigh. Who do you think I am? I am one of the Sannin, I already know what you think. But it doesn't matter now, after all, there is not much time left for us. It's a pity that we haven't been able to see the children marrying wives and having children. As he spoke, Tsunade's eyes were full of regret. They have spent most of their lives, but their children have only just begun. But they have to face such a powerful enemy that is difficult to defeat. When Ake confessed to her out of the blue, Tsunade already knew what it would be like to wait for their end. You can't have a complete relationship in this life. But if there is a next life, I will definitely make you the happiest woman. As if making an oath, Ake must speak seriously. Tsunade smiled and said softly, "That's really exciting." The two looked up to see a huge red Rasengan covering the sky. With this huge red Rasengan slowly falling from the sky, the eyes of the two were quickly filled with red. It became more and more red until suddenly it turned black. The picture of the video fell into complete blackness, and there were no other changes for a long time. Seeing this, the audience understands that this video is over. Otsutsuki Momoshiki will continue to do what he wants, if someone steps up to stop him. None of this has anything to do with Ake anymore. Because Ake is dead. Deidara. Huh. I saw the strength of the Otsutsuki clan again. I have to admit that it is really strong. Hidan. HMPH. If a guy who doesn't believe in evil gods falls into my hands, I must dedicate him to the Lord God. Onoki. This is really a tragic ending. I thought there would be a turning point later, but there was nothing. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Although unfortunately killed by the Otsutsuki clan this time, Ake is still amazing. Utatane Kaharu. Even a guy like Danzo can be sent to the position of Hokage by Ake himself. It is really too strong. Tsunade. I can only say that no matter what Ake does, he is too good. Orochimaru. It's really shocking, but it's a pity that Ake is too focused on these conspiracies and tricks, and neglects to improve his own strength. Otherwise, the people of the Otsutsuki family may not be able to please. Jiraiya. I just hate that I am not here at this time, otherwise I will try my best to kill these guys. Grandma Chio. It's really scary, such an enemy will appear in the future, but this is not something I should worry about. Uchiha Madara. This level is expected, but Ake's loss is beyond my expectations. Senju Hashirama. There are always times when people fail, and there is obviously no point in continuing to struggle. Senju Tobarama. I just want to ask, why is Hokage not Ake after Danzo? Obviously Ake is stronger, and his strategy is more suitable for ruling the village. Fourth Raikage. It's all in the past, what's the point of discussing it? Otsutsuki Momoshiki. Can Ake be defeated? Then why is the Ake I met so strong? Otsutsuki Ichishi. I'm surprised that you can push them to such an extent, Momoji. Otsutsuki Urashiki. Brother Yishiki doesn't need to blame him like that, after all, it's no surprise that a waste that died before even being able to use it. Otsutsuki Momoshiki. You bastard. That's because you don't know Ake's strength. I didn't even notice him make a move, I was already dead. Onoki. That's right. Ake's whereabouts haven't been found yet. Danzo has been silent, has he already found it? Sarutobi Hiruzen, what are you doing? Uchiha Madara. HMPH. Distinguished heavenly gods can indeed reverse a person's will, but if he is on guard, will Ake let Danzo use distinguished heavenly gods? Senju Tobarama. Indeed, I'm afraid he was killed by Ake before Danzo got close. Just like this guy from the Otsutsuki clan. Fourth Raikage. But the whereabouts of Ake must be found out as soon as possible, because he can already represent the future of the ninja world. Sarutobi Hiruzen. I've been watching Danzo. He hasn't found Ake yet. Even if he did, I won't let him succeed. Danzo. Hiruzen, you idiot. I control Ake, doesn't that mean that Konoha owns Ake? Can't you understand such a simple truth? Uchiha Shisui. This behavior of distorting the will of others will only lead to increased hatred in the end. And how can you be sure that the distinguished heavenly gods can work on Ake? He is Ake. Ake who has created countless miracles. Yagura. Indeed, even a guy like Danzo can send Ake to the position of Hokage. What else can Ake not do? Grandma Chio. If you want to attract Ake, sincerity is the most important method. Hanzo of the Salamander. HMPH. You, an old woman playing drugs, still no sincerity. How ridiculous. Pain. The ownership of Ake will determine the future trend of the ninja world, but one thing is certain, Ake will definitely bring peace to the world. Conan. No matter where you are, no matter what means you use, we all look forward to the peace you bring. Hoshigaki Kisame. Of course, as long as we don't turn us all into puppets, ha ha ha. Hidan. Indeed, if you become a puppet, you won't have to sacrifice blood to God. Rain Shinobi Village Shao Organization Base. Kakuzu looked at Pain and said. Pain, is the current Akatsuki organization still necessary? The purpose that you summoned us to achieve has become a fantasy, and the promise you made to me may be difficult to realize, right? Pain raised his head, looked at the sky covered by the wall, and said slowly. Indeed, as you said, there is no need for me to do anything. Peace will eventually be achieved in Ake's hands, although I still don't know how Ake will achieve peace. But the meaning of Shao Organization's existence has not died out. Ake will present great peace to the entire ninja world, but within each country, there will always be some unfair things happening. The Akatsuki organization came from an ordinary background, and Yahiko Konan and I were born as civilian war orphans, so I will continue to struggle to make the Kingdom of Rain run according to my ideas. Then he lowered his head, stared at Kakuzu and said. You can still do things for me, because ninjas exist, disputes will not stop, and your favorite things will always exist. However, you no longer need to contribute the money you get to the organization in the future. I will find other ways to make the Land of Rain gradually live a better life. Scorpion looked at Pain and said. I'm going to find Ake and discuss the essence of puppetry with him. I want to learn Ultimate's puppetry from him. Pain said. I will not stop you from going or staying. Scorpion nodded, then turned and left. Pain looked at Kakuzu and said. Aren't you going out to have a look? Kakuzu shook his head and said. I'm not interested in Ake, so I'll just stay here and watch this good show. I just don't know how long this ending drama will last. Pain turned his head and looked at the darkness ahead. No matter how long it will last, since the future of the ninja world was revealed, the future direction of the entire ninja world has become full of uncertainty. That's a good thing. At least people have other options. Iwagakure, the land of Earth. Inside the Tsuchikage building. Any news from Ake yet? Onoki frowned. In front of him, Huang too smiled wryly. Father, with Ake's strength, if he wants to hide himself, no one will be able to find him. And, even if we do find Ake, how do we invite him to join us? When Onoki heard this, he was also troubled for a while. Really? When Ake killed Momoshiki in an instant, others knew the great value of Ake. It can be said that whoever wins Ake wins the world. However, in this case, if you want to persuade Ake to join them, you must show enough sincerity. But the current situation is, as long as Ake thinks, what can't be in his hands? So much so that Onogi was in trouble, and sending anything out might not be able to express his sincerity. I go. At this time, Haitu stood up suddenly, his face was full of determination. I'll invite him. You go. Onoki rolled his eyes and said. You're going to have a. Wait. Onoki frowned and thought for a while, and suddenly his eyes lit up. Wait. Black soil used to be the most suitable indeed. Since Ake is here, it means that Ake has watched these videos too. Don't forget, when Ake conquered the ninja world with Deidara's explosive ninjutsu, Kuroto became his wife. So for black soil, Ake must have an unusual view. Hearing what Onoki said, all the Jonins in the office turned their attention to Haitu. They found that what Onoki said was right, the black soil must be a special one for Ake. Onogi looked at his granddaughter solemnly and said, Girl, I have given you a difficult task, can you complete it? Haitu immediately stood at attention and said with his head held high. Promise to complete the task. I will definitely bring Ake's husband back. Onoki nodded in satisfaction. Then you go. By the way, Wangtu, you will follow, responsible for protecting Anji from the Black King. I'm worried that other people will play tricks on the Black Earth. Although this possibility is very low, if someone is aware of this and wants to destroy our advantage, he will definitely attack the black soil. Huang too said with a solemn expression. Don't worry, father, I will use my life to protect Black Earth. She is not only your granddaughter, but also my daughter. The other Jonin also spoke out one after another. We will also protect the safety of the black soil. Onoki shook his head and said. You can't use so many people, lest you startle the snake, and it is likely to attract the attention of others. But you also have a mission, which is to block the enemy's actions. Remember, it's just to obstruct and create a little trouble. It's best not to expand the scale of the conflict and protect your own safety. The Jonin said loudly when they heard it. Don't worry, Master Tsuchikage, we all protect ourselves. Onoki nodded in satisfaction and said. Then hurry up, if someone finds Ake's trace, don't go forward, but immediately notify Haitu to negotiate. Thunder Country Cloud Shinobi Village, in the Raikage building. Fourth Raikage's iconic loud voice directly penetrated the closed door, and the two guards standing outside the door were shivering. Haven't you found it yet? So many people have been sent out, are they all trash? Can't find anyone? Others didn't dare to make a sound. Only Killer Bee said in a strange tone with a face of indifference. Brother idiot, the ninja world is so big and the map is so round, how can it be easy to find someone to do it? What did you say? Fourth Raikage glared at Killer Bee. Killer Bee couldn't care less about his big brother's wrath. Brother, the ninja world is huge, you'd better bear with it, after all. What is the difference between finding someone in such a large area and finding a needle in a haystack? Snored. Fourth Raikage snorted coldly. It's not that he doesn't know this truth, but he has been unable to find anyone, which makes him feel very anxious, for fear of being preempted by others. Now the importance of Ake does not need to be said, whoever gets Ake can unify the entire ninja world. How could it be possible for the belligerent Fourth Raikage to accept that Ake fell into someone else's hands? However, my eldest brother would die with Onoki and the others for me, I am still very touched. Killer Bee said suddenly emotionally. Now, on the contrary, what Fourth Raikage said was a little awkward. I'm just avenging my brother, not just you. If other people in this office are killed by such despicable means, I will never forgive them. When the others heard this, they immediately looked at Fourth Raikage with expressions of emotion. Only the secret technique of Fourth Raikage, Mabui pushed the non-existent eyes indifferently, stepped forward and said. Master Raikage, is there a possibility that it's not that we can't find Ake, but that Ake is hiding from us, or from everyone? Fourth Raikage frowned and looked at Mabui. Others also focused their attention on Mabui. Fourth Raikage said loudly. How is that possible? How did he know we were looking for him? Mabu said calmly. Is there a possibility that Ake, like us, can also see the video in this live broadcast room? That is to say, he can actually see every word we said in the live broadcast room? Fourth Raikage was taken aback. Is there such a thing? Others also exclaimed. Mabui sighed helplessly. While most of the people in Cloud Shinobi Village are muscle idiots, that's just the majority. Mabui looked at Shi and said. Why didn't you notice the problem?